Coming back to the academy, I started it off the back of not knowing what to do. Again, I had this mindset that I was like, nah, I don't want to go back into sport. It's just screwed up. It's just messed up, an environment. That was just because of my experiences. This is no way an attempt or a dig at the sport. The sport is freaking fantastic. I love it. It's what I think about all the time, participating in sport. But I'm only talking about how I felt based on what I'd caused. There's no reflection on what the sport is doing because it's a fantastic sport. So with that mindset, I thought, I can't reinvest in sport. What's the point? You know, you're going to be coming up against athletes that do X, Y, and Z. Why would I want to prepare athletes to get to that point to then have to face people that are doing these things? So then that's why I thought to myself, no, D, you've got to change this script. You've got to change this script. So what I tend to do nowadays is I think back, if I want to change the way things are, so I always go back to what happened to me in 2002 when I met Victor Conti, in 2003 when I got caught. I go back and I replay those scenes over and over and over again in my head. Now I go back to one particular scene when I went to Miami with my friend, and that moment I met Victor Conti, I go to that scene. You know, like those films when cameraman, the director's looking at it through the light and you can see it. I actually go to that scene like I'm in the cinema and I physically cut it out. I cut it out and replace it. And what I've taught myself to do is replace it with a different scene. I cut it out, move it and replace it with something else. And what I replace it with is me going up to Victor, shaking his hand and saying, no, thank you, this ain't for me. Now that scene in my life, that 2003 episode is still there, but it doesn't resonate in my system no more. I don't hold tension of it anymore. I don't hold the bad feelings in it anymore. I don't let it dictate who I am or what I did. It's there, and it's now something I can talk about without any ill feelings. So now when I replay that scene, I see myself going to Miami with my friend, going and training with the athletes, meeting Victor talking to me about it, and me shaking his hand and saying, no, Victor, this ain't for me, and walking away. That's how I change the scene of that scenario. And that makes me a little bit more comfortable talking about what I do. It makes me a little bit more happier in my life that it's happened, and I'm not holding no ill feelings about it. It may be weird, but it's how I have chosen to handle it. Otherwise, if I kept that knot in my chest of that episode, I would have probably dropped off the bridge. Probably would have. And if I hadn't done it, then there would have been a next stage in life where that tension would have built up so much that like I wouldn't be able to handle it no more. Call that depression, call that anxiety, I don't know. I chose to remove it. Now when I'm faced with situations that I'm uncomfortable with, I go back into myself, I replay the scene. And this is a good one for people who are anxious about situations. I urge you, when you're going to meet someone, or for example, going to have an interview, what I would urge you to do is not be like, oh my God, I got an interview, I'm not gonna get the job, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna look like an idiot. You have the ability now to sit yourself in that cinema, replay the scene that you've always been talking to yourself about. Oh, I'm gonna go and fail the job, I'm gonna fail my exam, I'm not gonna get the grades that I want. And you now have the ability to cut that scene out of you saying all these bad things, remove it, and put in a different scene that you want. So now your scene is now, I'm gonna go to that interview, I'm gonna impress my employer, I'm gonna show him how valuable I am to the business. I'm gonna show him how valuable I am to the team that I'm gonna be working with. And that's how you can change the outset. It's worth a try. It's what I did, and it seems to be working for me to this day.